See, if you just do what you feel is right, and right now, Meher, your intuition is still not very dependable. Now, this is just that your logic has become, incapable, it's collapsed, unable to come to a logical decision. So, you are succumbing to this simple way. If some child holds your hand like this or like this, yes or no. Anyway, when there are two options, 50% of the time you could be right. Being 50% of the time right is not good enough, isn't it? So, intuition, don't get into this thing about you trying to be intuitive. Never try to be intuitive. Logic is dependable, isn't it? There are moments when there is certain clarity which has no logical explanation. At that time, it's okay, but you never try to be intuitive. If you try to be intuitive, your logical mind will become deceptive and come to all kinds of stupid decisions. Logic is dependable, go by it, at least you won't make a fool of yourself. There are moments when there is simple clarity, for which there is no confusion, it's 100% clear, then you go ahead. So, there are specific methods to develop intuitiveness. There are certain systems of yoga which are totally left-oriented. Here, the yoga that you learn with me in a program like this, we want to bring a balance between the right and left because you want to live a normal life. There are certain systems of yoga where they're not interested in what you call as normal life. Their only orientation is to develop intuition and see life in a certain way. What they do is they take beeswax and close off the right nostril. 12 years, one solar cycle, 12.25 years, they block off the right nostril and you will see the logical mind will almost die. You will have no thought process, but you just simply know things like a cobra. It is so perceptive. The reason why you see a cobra next to Shiva is because every yogi carried a snake at one time. You see Moses carrying a snake-like stick and in many other places. But in India, yogis always carried a live cobra. Because its perception is phenomenal. A cobra which is here in Chamundi Hill, if there is going to be an earthquake in California, not happening, it is going to be, nothing has started, no Richter scale is saying anything, but this cobra will already start behaving in a different way. If you are keen enough, you will immediately know what's going to happen. He's so perceptive. The earth's intentions, he knows, not the happenings, intentions, he already knows. That's the reason why you see Shiva is carrying cobra here, a reptile, a crawly creature, he should have kept it down at least. He carries it here because Shiva is making a statement, you are as good as me. He has 3 eyes, everything possible he's seeing, but he is telling, the cobra is as good as me. If you worship me, you have to worship him because he's as good as me, he sees as much as I see. So that's why the cobra became very significant. We'll have a cobra and we'll have green-colored glass bangles on their left hand. If you see them, if you look at his nostril, you will see he has beeswax sealing off his right nostril. If you see that he doesn't have a beeswax, that means he is past his 12.25 year solar cycle and he is worth being with. There are things about him that you cannot imagine. So, you cannot go that way. What you can do is, the simple practice of Shambhavi definitely opens up that dimension. But before you go into intuition, it's very important the logical dimension of your life is properly established. Otherwise, every fool who can't think straight will think he is intuitive. First establish the logical dimension of your life perfectly clear, then explore intuitiveness, it'll be fabulous. But without establishing logic, You try to walk into intuitiveness, you'll just go into a world of confusion.